Well, all right, today we are down in, I think, League City. I get these all mixed up down here on the south side of Houston, but anyway, south of Houston, about 30 miles from Galveston. I think it's the last sign I saw was 30 miles to Galveston. Anyway, we've got bees somewhere in this chimney structure and or the floor joists. The backstory here is pest control company has come out multiple times in the last few months and sprayed them, but they just don't seem to be going away. I don't really know what that means, right? Other than the exterminations aren't working, or maybe the first extermination worked and new bees moved in. We're really not sure. Now this one's a little interesting because it has this box structure underneath of here, under the chimney. It's very rare for bees to be actually up in this chimney space around the flue pipe. But I'm wondering if maybe there's a little extra framing down here in this bottom portion that they were building in there at least initially, and then most likely are gotten into the floor joist now. But it looks to be a very active colony. They're not attacking me standing here. We'll see how they act when I start opening it up. I'm noticing the great stuff foam here and here to make me think that there used to be bees on this side perhaps, and I'm seeing this streaking, which very well may be honey rotting. It may be water staining, but I think it's honey rot staining. So what I'm going to start with today is I'm going to take down this panel on the bottom here and at least just be able to see up into that space to make sure, because I'm not going to be able to see that from the inside. So I'm going to take it down from the outside, look in there, see if there's not some nest in there, and then we'll go inside and cut the ceiling open. But for now, I got to get all these wires out of my way, and then we'll show you what we find. Yeah, I just figured I'd show you guys this. Hardy board, sure, that breaks. This is supposed to be plywood. So maybe it is water staining because this chimney is leaking like crazy. And this whole thing is just rotted all to just gone. Now I'm on the opposite side. Rat nest, squirrel nest. I'll look up in there and see. I mean, I'm gonna open the other side up, but yeah, I can't see anything yet. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull down the trim on this side over here. Whoops, why is that so dark? Pull down the trim on this side. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Anyway, okay, pull down the trim over there. We'll pull this whole sheet down and see if we don't find some combs over there, but there's at least none in this corner, which I thought maybe there would be. Just seeing this foam here, I thought maybe there'd be some residual comb there. But anyway, here you can look in there, you can see, well, y'all probably can't. There you go, that's fireboard. That's why I was saying I wouldn't go through the inside, because that's a different material. That's fireboard, and there may be a brick fascia in there, brick facade, I'm not sure. Anyway, let me get the rest of this down. I just wanted to show you guys that just ridiculously rotten plywood. I mean, the framing looks good, the 2x4s look good, but that's just scary. That's nasty. Well, I missed on this one, but that work needs to be done anyway. All that rotten garbage needs to be replaced. You see the huge pile of dead bees there from the extermination, and we see some live bees crawling around in the corner. So this did not get me, the nest, but what it did get is I can see up in all these floor joists above the fireplace, and I can see that they are not in here. So when I go inside, I know not to cut open the ceiling above the fireplace. Interestingly enough, this is the fireplace, I thought, but where is the flue? there's no pipe. What is it? Is it just like a ventless gas fireplace? Maybe, have to go inside and see. Anyway, so this siding is big 4x8 sheets of hardy board. I may actually, because I can see which way the floor joists are going here, I was thinking maybe I'd go in through the siding, but if the nest goes way back in, then that'll get me in trouble. So I'm gonna go and go through the ceiling, but I've got to go inside and have a look at it and see where we're at. He said this was a bedroom, so we may be a little tight in this corner inside, but I guess let's go inside and have a look. All right, so we are inside, and you can see the daylight coming through. That's where I opened up the chimney out there, and that's actually going to be really handy because I'm going to be able to snake my hose in right through this little hole right here. So I'll leave all my vacuum and everything set up outside, and I'll just poke my hoses in. But here's the bees, and not too terribly big. I went one hole extra to the outside. There's no evidence of any combs right there, no evidence of any combs right here, and there's a cross brace right there in the back. So that's all they have for a hive. We're gonna go get the vacuum and start sucking up the bees, looking for that queen, and cutting combs. So this is pretty enjoyable actually, to have my vacuum set up outside so it's not in here roaring the whole time, screaming at me. I'm working inside in the air conditioning. Yes sir, it doesn't get much better than this for a bee removal. Anyway, we'll get them backed off here for a little while and we'll start cutting comb. There's Miss Queenie. If I can get it to focus. She's a good sized gal. Not too bad. Just pulled down a piece of comb, you know, a small scrap of comb, laid it out of my hand. I'm working without the bedroom light on for some reason, I guess just because it's pretty bright in here with the windows anyway. But looking over each piece with my flashlight, and I almost missed her. Man, I scanned it over. I said, nope, didn't see her. And then I just scanned it again just to be sure. And there she was. So we're done cutting out all the combs on this side, and I believe I showed you caught Miss Queenie. But I want to show you why we open up to the next side, because this is what happened while I was working. There's no combs in there. I looked earlier. That's all a big massive ball of bees that has migrated over there just trying to hide from me. If I had not cut open this side of the ceiling, just to be sure, I would have left all those behind. We're going to go and get those vacuumed up, get this space sprayed out, get them all out of our window, and start picking up tools. And that's it for today. I closed it back up with the same pieces, which I guess was nice, except that the bees have chewed on the back of this one a lot, and it's getting pretty thin. So I just taped it up with painter's tape for today just to seal those cracks and try to keep any more bees from sneaking in here. But I told the tenant here to have his landlord just replace it because that drywall is not in good shape. So I know that looks pretty ghetto, just having a bunch of tape lines all over the place, but it'll work for now. I wasn't going to waste any time trying to put a new sheet of drywall up there to then have it not, you know, match or not look right anyway. So the hole's at least closed up, sprayed it all repellent inside so the bees are all driven out. And I went ahead and vacuumed up too. There's bees all over in the carpet, up in the window. I got all them vacuumed out and out of here. So the room is actually pretty bee free. So yeah, the tenant will have to put it back together. This is the bunk bed. It was against that wall, so we had to move the bed and clean all the wall off. But anyway, it's done. We're out of here. Guess I just give you guys one more look outside. Not that it's anything special, but you can see there's a couple of bees still trying to fly in and out, checking things out. I'll spray all that area right there with repellent. Normally I would, you know, put a little bit of silicone up there just to patch that hole. Yeah, I guess I still can. But I'm not going to patch this up. That was in such bad state of disrepair as far as wood rot. You know, that's really kind of out of the scope of my work. It's not my fault the wood's all rotten. But I needed to pull it down anyway. You can see that huge pile of the dead bees from the extermination. I needed to pull that down anyway because if I had not... Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's nasty. If I had not pulled that down, then during the removal, the bees would have all ended up in there, I guarantee you. So that needed to come down anyway, and it needs to be fixed back up proper. But I'll go ahead and put a little glob of silicone up in there, spray it all with repellent. I'll silicone that entry point. That was in my scope of work that I actually said I would do, so I'll do it. But they need to do some work on this. So we're just getting the bees set up from the League City house. Show you guys frame of brood, Queen in the cage. She looks good this morning. I actually had these bees set outside overnight. I was going to do it last night, and then I just got busy with other things. But it was a really nice, cool night. I sprayed them down with sugar water when I got them home, just to, you know, give them a little something. But you know, the process here is same as always. At this point, I'm going to take out 2 frames just to give me a little bit of space to work. And let's dump some bees here. I did spray them down with sugar water again, just try to keep them from being flighty. These bees are really nice. Honestly, I like to spray them with sugar water when I dump them like this, just to make them stay in that box a little bit longer instead of all trying to fly right back out of it right away. Really good bees, almost no dead loss in the box. That's really good. I had a little bit of trouble with my back yesterday. My back was plugging up again. I was afraid I was going to have a bunch of dead ones, but that's it. Set the box here next to them so the stragglers can find their way out. And you see there's a pile of bees in there, so that frame doesn't want to set in. You set it in there and it literally is sitting on the bees. And it's moving down. They feel the weight of that. They feel the weight of that frame sitting on them, and they kind of move out of the way, so it'll just slide down real easy. So it doesn't really smash them. That's it. It really is that easy. Hey, one more thing I'm gonna do is, well, I've got their feeder lid here, so I've got this bottle of sugar water that I mixed up to, you know, just to have to spray them down last night. And I sprayed them again this morning, obviously, and a little bit here and there. Well, there's one trying to sting me. She must not have got the sugar water on her. She must have missed the memo. Now we got to move over to this side because I've got to take the sugar water here. And throw the lid on. Scoochy, scoochy. And bulldoze them off the edge so we don't smash too many on that top edge. All this leftover sugar water. And a little Kickstarter here. The lid's got at least one clean hole in it. Oh, love bugs, you nasty varmints. Love bugs are just about gone. Ugh, they're nasty when they're here though. There we go. Scoochy, scoochy. That's it. Another one set up. Now all of our other ones here. So I think I've mentioned to you guys before how I'm having to do in the summertime, my summer removals, I have to set them up out here where they get mostly shade, because or else they're too hot. So I'm going to pop into these hives real quick and check them, see how they're looking. This one looks good. Pop that lid off with him rolling out. I just want to just do a quick peek on top of the frames and see how they look. Yeah. Good enough. Not dead. That one's actually got a, what do they call it, a division board feeder? I can't remember. I call it a frame feeder. It's the only frame feeder I have. It's the only one I use. I really don't like the things, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I use them when I have to, because I don't have jar feeders for a 10 frame. Pop into this one. Yep. I mean, I saw bees flying in and out of each box. I really just wanted to take a quick peek at them and see if it was one frame of bees or 3 frames of bees. Yep, that one looks really good. Yay! That's really good. So these are the last 4 removals that I've done. Well, these are the last 3. You guys are sitting on top of the one we just did. these are the last 3 to 4 that I've done, and they all look like they're doing really good. So that's good.